as humanity and the earth enter the era of climate catastrophe, with its twin offspring of social and ecological breakdown, how are we responding? There are those who live in the alternative reality of climate denial, trying to hang on to some dream that is dying around them. Caught in divisiveness, tribalism, nationalism, often projecting their existential fear onto migrants or others, they are sleepwalking us into the abyss. With the power of multinational corporations and many politicians, they have already pushed us past the tipping point of climate emergency, leaving young people on the earth crying out for a future that is being lost, for the wonder of biodiversity being forgotten. Then there are those who promote greening the economy or a Green New Deal, who hope that by reducing carbon emissions, clean energy, or with technological innovations, we can continue with our energy-intensive way of life, not recognizing its roots in exploitation of both human beings and the earth, not daring to face the truth that consumer-driven materialism, with its myth of continued economic growth, is itself a poison, polluting both the earth and the soul of humanity. Human beings are not consumers, just as the earth is not a resource to be exploited. This dream of sustainability is dangerous because it does not face the facts and instead tries to placate humanity with a possible way of life that is fundamentally unsustainable for the earth and all of her inhabitants. We are all part of one interdependent living being, ancient beyond our understanding. Humanity's social diversity is a reflection of the ecological diversity of the earth. And until we take the radical and yet simple step to acknowledge this basic reality, what the first peoples called the original instructions, we cannot live in harmony with each other or with the earth. This is the radical revolution or systems change that is vitally needed. It is a return to the essential values that guided indigenous people for millennia, and it is a recognition that our present way of life is over. Yes, our present way of life may continue for decades to come, supported by repressive regimes and the demands of populism, by corrupt politicians and corporations, but we are already witnessing, experiencing the signs of climate and social breakdown that belong to the end of an era. And what is needed are those who are alive and awake enough to speak truth to power, to live the honesty of life's essential unity, to place cooperation above competition as we step into a future that is unknown to all of us. The future for which we are waiting will not be born from the structures of the past, from its hierarchies of power and patterns of divisiveness. If we cannot acknowledge the unity of all of life and the social and ecological diversity that is an embodiment of this unity, we will be part of a dying earth. Life and the earth need us to embrace its true nature, to be courageous and compassionate as we stay true to these essential values. We can then carry these seeds into the future and plant them into an earth that is sacred and into the hearts of humanity that support this vision. Then we are fully mindful of the present moment, even as we are making a contribution to a future that stretches 7 generations and more.